purpose true in the heart of.
It's with great pleasure that I have the opportunity to introduce Amy Peterson from Rebel Nell, which is a remarkable jewelry brand with a purpose that goes far beyond jewelry into social impact, aesthetics, and so much more. Amy, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be here. Rebel Nell is a verified social enterprise based in Detroit. We exist to provide employment, equitable opportunities, and wraparound support for women with barriers. What makes us really unique is our creations are all one of a kind, and they're made from repurposed materials such as fallen graffiti. I think what makes it a little different probably is I never in a million years thought I'd be in the jewelry business. This isn't what I started out to do in my life. I actually wanted to be the first female general manager of a Major League Baseball team. That's what led me down this path and what brought me to this great city of Detroit in 2007. But there were a lot of challenges being a woman in the industry. At the time, I was living right next door to a well-known shelter in Detroit, and I would come home from the games and I got to know these incredible women, and I learned their stories of how they left challenging situations in search of better opportunities, not only for themselves, for their family members. And I just wanted to start a company that was totally dedicated to empowering women. I knew we wanted to make jewelry. I know I wanted to pay tribute to the city I live in and the city I love, but I didn't realize how healing the creative process would be for the women that we employed. And to see our first round of women that we hired out of the shelter to be able to take the jewelry and be creative with it and use it as an outlet as part of the healing process, and one of the first opportunities where you start to see them change and blossom into the beautiful women with confidence that when they eventually graduate Rebel Nell, that the jewelry is the main thread. I think always the challenge running a social enterprise, because we want to put our people first, but you also have to put your customers first. You also have to make a profit. And finding that balance is probably one of the more complicated things about Rebel Nell, because we need to keep the jewelry, as far as the manufacturing, we have to keep the jewelry manufacturing fairly simple, because the reason we exist is we're not hiring trained jewelers. We're hiring women who are coming from really challenging situations and providing them with a stable job. One story that I love is one of our very first hires, incredible woman named Karen, and she took full advantage of everything we offered at Rebel Nell. We offer a lot of not only the employment, but we do the wraparound support. So financial literacy, business education, life wellness, housing resources, legal aid, and she really took advantage of everything. She worked hard, and then she came to us and said, this is the next job I want. I want to help those that are returning citizens get back on their feet. Here's a particular job that I'm interested in. So great, we're gonna help you. So we did the resume writing. She had to get a certain type of driver's license to transport the people that she was serving, and we just helped checked all those boxes. She went to apply, and she got the job. And I'm really proud of the fact that now she serves on our board. Like, to me, it's like such a beautiful full cycle moment. We've had other women start their own businesses that are thriving. We graduate our women, they'll work with us for approximately 2 years, and then we'll graduate them into the traditional workforce. To date, we've hired 41 women out of the shelter, and we've graduated 36 into the traditional workforce. We understand how the system is broken. If you're just open and honest with us, we're gonna be open and honest with you, and we're gonna make sure that that's not a reason for you to lose your job. So we help with financial training, business education, life wellness, housing resources, legal aid. Childcare is forever a challenge, but we do our best to really just start chipping away at it. And how I look at Rebel Nell is, in our 2-year program, is the first year is really breathing. How do we get you to a place where you can breathe? We first tackle housing. Let's start with Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Let's start with housing. Let's make sure your food, you understand your budget. Everybody's got a different budget based on your situation. Now that we've tackled that, okay, let's work on credit score. If you can get your credit back up, the world is your oyster. We're not hiring trained jewelers. We're hiring women who are coming from really challenging situations and providing them with a stable job. So we need to keep the process consistent, but we need to also make sure that our designs are evolving and we're being creative so that we're meeting our customers' demands so that they keep coming back. So it is a balance, and I think obviously it's been amazing working with Gildform, because I feel like you guys completely understand what we're trying to build and the different bezels and the depths that we need. to help us come up with that creative process that stays consistent. When we first started meeting with Gildform and you guys really came in and studied our business and understood what we build, right? So we create bezels. That's really important for us so that we can put the meaningful material in it, and coming up with the depth and the measurements so that we can take that idea and transfer it into a bunch of different designs. That was really helpful. So one thing we used to do is we would order from these mass manufactured places. And we were stuck, we were really limited with the basic designs that they had. We also didn't know where the product was coming from. And as somebody who believes wholeheartedly in sustainability, and I want that to be from every part of our pipeline to be working with. So that was really important. Not only could we now elevate our design, so we weren't just stuck with what we were receiving from the bulk orders, but now we could design our own ideas, and we could get very intricate with the vision and how we could take, for example, this flower that we made with Gildform is so beautiful to be able to take the design, and they were able to overlap the petals, and you can see our part in the middle where we add our graffiti. This is something we never would have been able to do before without Gildform, and to be able to do it in the quantities. We're still a small business. That's also really helpful too. I want them to know that they are one of no other kind, just like their piece. Amy Uninterrupted is, she's really fun. She's not stressed out. She takes time to just breathe and appreciate every day. Spend time with my family. Oh my gosh, I'm getting emotional. I would be surfing. That's Amy Uninterrupted on a perfect day. And I would still run Rebel Nell, and Rebel Nell Uninterrupted is thriving. We are the next Kendra Scott with impact. This has been a layer of stress removed. To have everything in one place. To just go to Gildform and say, before we were kind of banging all over the place, finding different people in areas that we don't know, from the designs to the CAD drawings to the suppliers, like all of that. Now it's one spot, and it's efficient and it's easy, and you can start, my favorite part, and I keep saying it, is you can start with just a simple design. And I'm forever grateful for that, because that saved us so much time and energy and breakage and customer complaints down the road, to have that up front, to think through it before we even went to prototype. That was a game changer for us. You run a jewelry business, you make mistakes all the time. This, I feel, is saving so many of those. And especially even getting the prototyping process, and it's so speedy, right? You get the prototype pretty quickly that you can test and analyze and go back and adjust. That's also been really, that's also increased our efficiency a tremendous amount. I think one of my favorite designs is we did an Evil Eye collection with you. Oh, it was so beautiful. And thinking through how our bezels were gonna sit in the eye and how can we support it. It was very architecturally done, and it's still one of the most beautiful pieces and a crowd favorite. It gives us that opportunity to even expand on designs even if we're not selling them to the masses. We've really leaned into custom design work just to be able to have experts at your fingertips help you guide you along the process. Sign up now. What are you waiting for? Do it. Do it now. It'll save you so much time, money, and energy just to be able to have experts at your fingertips help you guide you along the process.
You actually just learned about our new feature, Gildform, which is an AI tool that helps creators and brand owners like you generate design concepts in seconds, starting with a prompt. Tell me what you think.
My mind is blown. Like, you just made my life easier. I can't right now. In fact, this actually is Inspo week for my team. So we had planned on picking up people today. On Friday, we're going on like a mini retreat just to start thinking about our designs. And now I don't even need a sketch. I just have to have a concept. Thank you. Thank you for building this. I'm actually like excited to like run out of here and go try it.
In the heart of Gildform, ideas brew. A whisper of passion, a splash of grit. In the queen